Okay, the secret to scalable growth and why strategy alone isn't enough. So let's dive into this. If you're watching this right now, you're probably an agency owner, a coach, maybe you run an online coaching business, or maybe you just have a service-based business that actually provides value and actually helps people. So right now you're trying to scale. Let's say you're at maybe 2K a month or 5K a month and you're kind of stuck around that level. You can't figure out how to scale past that level. It's one of two reasons. One, you are grinding on the strategies. You've paid thousands of dollars for funnels. You've probably sold your car and bought a course so that you could learn a new ad structure or maybe a sales script, or maybe you're bouncing back and forth trying to figure out what's the best content method to actually go viral because maybe if you hit 10K followers, you'd be making 50K a month. That's what's going through your head right now, right? That's one reason. Now the other reason is you're grinding the internal side of things. Maybe you were like me a couple years ago where you're just going really, really hard and attempting to manifest your desire, your reality closer towards you, right? You were meditating daily, you're journaling, you're visualizing what you want your life to be, you want it to look like. You're screaming affirmations in the mirror. You look in the mirror, you literally have marker written on your mirror telling you how great and how powerful you are, right? So now, business is a 100% game. If you don't give 100% into business, you fail. Correct? If you came in to run online business and you're an online business owner, maybe this is what you do full-time, or at least it's something that you want to do full-time, you need to understand that business is a 100% game. Okay? You need to put 100% of your time, energy, and power into your business, at least at the start. So then eventually you can break off and become a 10%er where you run 10% of your business and the rest of the stuff is delegated. Okay? What you are doing right now, if I explained who you are, maybe you're running the strategies or maybe you're running the internal side of things, you are only operating with 50% of the power to scale your business, okay? 50% is internal, and the other 50% is external. And external, I mean strategies, funnels, ads, etc. So internal and external, they both work phenomenal. They both work great, and they both can actually produce results 100%. That's why they are taught. But when you hear these online mindset coaches trying to teach you specific, strictly mindset, they are giving you 50% of the equation. Okay, now if you're getting funnel courses, if you're talking to people who are selling you an Instagram funnel or a YouTube funnel or a certain program, a certain strategy to scale your business to 10K a month, they are also giving you 50% of the equation. Now, when you are only doing the internal side of things, you are trying to manifest, you're trying to align yourself with the version of yourself who has already done the number that you want to do. Let's say that number, for the majority of cases for my audience, is about 15K per month. Okay, let's say that's your golden egg number and you really want to hit that. So your internal side of things is really addressing, I want to align with the version of myself already doing 15K per month so that will become my reality. Now, that can work, but that will take a very, very long period of time. Okay, this is time here. That will take a long period of time where then eventually reality will meet you halfway and you will become the version of yourself making 15K per month. Now this time might be 2 years, it might be 1 year, it might be 10 years. Okay, now same thing with the strategies. What happens with the strategy though is if you try to implement a funnel, if you get a $5,000 program and it's one-on-one, and the first week they give you the entire funnel and you run that Instagram ad or you run that YouTube ad, what happens is you will see exponential growth within the first week or two if the funnel is proven, if it is a proven system. This doesn't go for any of those bullshit funnels that teach you absolutely nothing and they charge you 5K for it. This is for a proven funnel that actually works and produces results. This is what you will see. This is money increase and this is time here, okay? What you will see if you buy the funnel is you will see exponential growth within the first week or two, maybe a month. Right here, you are already doing 15K per month. Now that is great. You hit 15K per month a lot quicker than you would if you hit 15K per month from your internal. Now, to weigh out each side, when you hit it with the internal side of things, you've addressed your internal state. You're very aligned with the version of yourself doing 15K per month. Although it takes you a year or two, or maybe 7 or 8 months, I've seen it happen in less than a year. When it takes that amount of time, it's steady, it's consistent. You don't stoop back down immediately because you have embodied that version. You are him now. You don't become anybody less. You are him. You are the version of you doing 15K per month, right? So it is steady, and all you will go from here is up. Now that's great and all, but it takes a lot of time. Same thing with the external thing. Okay, so when you use a funnel, when you use a strategy, you will see exponential growth within the first week or two or maybe a month you'll hit 15K per month, and what happens then is because you didn't have the internal side of operations dialed in and you're not aligned with the version of yourself doing 15K per month. Maybe you bought the program when you're doing 3K a month and you bought it for 5K, you took a loan from your parents and you hit 15K per month. Fantastic. What happens next is you fall right back down to your standard. Your standard is where you are right now. If you're doing 3K a month right now, that is your standard. You won't allow yourself to stoop below 3K per month or else you're in pain. Same things happen with the internal side of things. Once you become the version of yourself doing 15K per month, that becomes a standard. Now this person won't allow themselves to stoop below 15K per month because then he's energetically in a state of pain where then he knows he needs to work his ass off to get back to his standard. But for this guy, the guy who used the external strategy sees the 15K per month a lot quicker, except they didn't create a standard, so they stoop back down to where they started, which is 3K per month. Now, how can we absolutely destroy our competition? Okay, how can you go from where you are right now, maybe it's 3K a month, to 20K per month or 15K per month in the next 4 months? Okay, I'm gonna go get a squirt bottle and clean this up for you really quick. Okay, as I was saying, how can we use what I just said and figure out a way to actually destroy your competition and blow them out of the water and for you to make a whole lot more money? Because let's be honest, at the end of the day, that's why we're here. You're watching this video because you're stuck in your online business and you want to make a shit ton more money, and you're watching this kid, me, who might possibly have some insight. Okay, now I want to explain to you guys one of my clients actually. One of my clients, Daniel, he did the 50% of the external tactics. He had all the funnels in place. He was a killer in sales with a 45 to 55% closing rate, which is pretty good. It's not bad, right? And that's pretty solid, especially for where he was. And he was stuck at around 2 to 3K per month. And the reason he had a 45 to 55% closing rate was because 1, he didn't have enough calls, and 2, the quality or the ticket he was charging was very low. So we raised that obviously. But he had the funnels in place. He had a very dialed in funnel. When he came and talked to me, I was actually surprised because I was like, wow, you have a fantastic funnel running, but he was stuck at 3K a month, about 2.8 to 3K a month. He could not figure out for the life of him how to scale past that. Now, once we implemented our hybrid system, which is the secret, which is everything that I use to scale myself from 2K a month to 20K a month, and all the other results, you can check out my Instagram highlights for that. What we did is when we take his internal side of things and his external side of things and merge them together, that is when he blew his competition out of the water. Immediately within the first 2 weeks, he added an additional 10K in revenue to his business in 2 weeks. He didn't change a single thing with his funnel. Nothing changed whatsoever. The only thing we implemented was the internal operations. Okay, now, maybe that's not you. Maybe you don't really have a good tactical operation system in yet. Maybe you're kind of struggling with that side of things as well, and that's totally perfectly fine. But if you go and buy another program that's going to teach you the tactical side of things, what's going to happen is you're going to hit that number really, really quick, which for some of you guys might enjoy that. Maybe you just want a quick cash grab, you want to go make 15K per month and now actually fulfill for your clients. But if you're here to actually build a sustainable business that can get you from moving out of your mom's house to actually building maybe a very large Airbnb portfolio, so then you can live in Dubai passively off of your Airbnb portfolio. And in order to build that portfolio, you need to make a shit ton of money with your online business. So maybe that's who you are and you're watching this to build a sustainable business. So if that's you, what you want to do is, number one, dial in this internal side. So this is your subconscious mind, and your subconscious mind controls 95% of your actions and behaviors. So I'm going to speed run how to actually reprogram your subconscious really quick. Number one, you need to identify your current paradigm. If this is your current paradigm right now, the results that you are achieving, 3K a month, brain fog, maybe you can't pay for your bills, maybe you're attracting really low quality of lead, maybe you're scared to raise your prices, you have limiting beliefs everywhere. This is your current paradigm. Okay, now what you want to do is create your 10.0 self, your 10.0 reality, who is doing 15K per month, 20K per month. He lives in Bali remotely. He is starting to build his Airbnb portfolio. He's able to give his mom $1,000 a week. Whatever the case is, you want to build your 10.0 self. Okay, now when you look at these two, this is your current self versus your 10.0 self. There is a gap here, and what I call this gap is the frequency gap. So you want to try your hardest to close this gap, as much as humanly possible, so that you begin embodying your 10.0 self right here, which what I call is the convergence point. This is where you start embodying your 10.0 self before you have actually achieved the goals that you want to achieve. So this is where you're acting like the version of yourself doing 15K per month when you're not even doing 15K per month yet, and you don't know why. You're not acting so much as it's a automatic behavior because you rewired your subconscious mind. Now I have an entire video explaining exactly how you can rewire your subconscious mind, very in depth, and I'll leave that in the description. I'll pop it up right here as well. But we won't get into that today. What I want to explain is when you have dialed in your internal operations and you have a proven system, and what I call the speed to lead funnel, for me has worked wonders. It scaled me from 2 to 20K per month. It scaled Hoku from 3 to 30K per month, 15K per month consistently. Daniel adding 10K a month in revenue in the first 2 weeks and on pace for 35K per month. This works. And the speed to lead funnel consists of content that's aligned with your 10.0 self on YouTube and Instagram, as well as paid ads that are aligned with your 10.0 self. You're not talking like the version of yourself that's doing 2K per month. And when you run these three together with our speed to lead magnet, that is when your convergence point isn't only internal, it is also external. So all the results that you get from your funnel and from your external behaviors and your external actions also align with your internal habits. This is the 100% of business. This is when you're using 100% of your mind, your spirit, and your physical realm. There are three realms of this reality: the mental, the spiritual, and the physical. Physical is using the tactics. Your mind and spiritual aligns with your current self and your 10.0 self. So, when you are the type of person who only focuses on one of the two, right? The external or the internal. Maybe you're only focusing on internal, or maybe you're only focusing on the external. If you are one of those people, you are leaving a shit ton of money on the table. Okay? So begin after this video, align yourself with the version of yourself already doing the money that you want to make, and implement a system that can actually, or use your internal operating system, create an internal operating system, which is yourself, that can actually hold the results that the funnel will deliver. So instead of, using a funnel and immediately you make 15K per month, oops, this marker's dying. So instead of just making 15K per month as a one-time bang because you implemented a funnel, now since you're using both sides of the equation and you're using 100% of your business capabilities, you now hit 15K per month, and you create a new standard. When you create a new standard, you don't allow yourself to stoop below it, because when you do stoop below it, you enter into an energetical state of pain, which will throw you right back up and catapult you into a new standard, because your funnel works. Your funnel works, and also your identity can withhold the results that you want to achieve, instead of just using the external funnel and you fall right back down to your standard. Okay, so hopefully this helped. If this did help, leave a comment, leave a like, and subscribe for a lot more content just like this. And follow me on Instagram if you have any questions. DM me at Noah Okazaki, and I'll see you guys in the next video.